Today I'm going to talk about what to do when you really don't feel like recording. So I'm going to let you into a secret. Over the last 6 weeks, I've been on summer holidays, which hasn't meant that I'm not working. It's meant that I work on an evening and spend time with the family during the day, which has been great. Tiring, but it's meant I've got a lot of quality time with the family and a young family that I have that I will never get back. So that's great. But it's also meant that some things have gone by the wayside, including this newsletter. I had 4 or 5 weeks recorded in advance, so you might not see that much of a gap in my newsletter. But actually for me, it's been 4 or 5 weeks since I recorded anything. And I'm not going to lie, when I sat down to record some stuff this morning, I wasn't entirely sure what I wanted to record about. What I do know is that from the past few newsletters that I've done, talking about experiences that I've had and my life lessons has absolutely created more noise for this newsletter than the entire last 2 years. I've had feedback after feedback from people who've watched the newsletter, read the newsletter, listened to the newsletter, and thanked me for sharing such an honest and open opinion, which has made me delve into a little bit like how can I create topics that people are going to want to hear about. And obviously I'm a big fan of using AI, ChatGPT, to ideate on things. And so I want to share with you a little bit of the strategy that I've employed today in order to come up with some ideas for how you could create content for yourself. And if you're anything like me and you already have a blog or a newsletter on your website, what you can probably do is download or export that. Now, you might need to speak to your technical team to do that, or you might know how to do it yourself. I downloaded all of my newsletters, so every single newsletter I've ever produced, and fed it into ChatGPT to tell it, these are things that I've posted about in the past. So look at the dates of these newsletters, think about whether I've posted about them recently, and then consider what topics that are complementary, that take a different angle on some of these, are possible to do for me right now, where I can share stories that are relevant from my own experience. And I'll be honest, it didn't come up with the answers. It's given me some sparks and ideas. And I think that's the whole point, right? That's where I wanted to get to. I don't need the AI to tell me what to write or to record every time. I need it to give me the ideas that I can go off on my own track, figure it out for myself, and record things. And thinking about all of that, I realized that the irony was that the story of me trying to figure out what my newsletter, what my content should be about this week is what my content's actually about. Because I know that if I'm going through that problem and I'm comfortable with and confident with recording, then everybody else that's out there is worrying the same things. Whilst I'm a big advocate for creating that long form content once a month, once every other month, clipping that up and repurposing it, it's only a part of your content marketing. But you need to mix it up. And by mixing it up, you create different types of content, speak with different people, speak to them in different ways, and resonate with them in different ways. And I think these kind of, what I'm going to call a mid-form content, right? It's not long, but certainly not under a minute. But it gives enough context that it helps people understand a little bit more about me, shows how I think about things, shows me as a bit of an expert in what I do, bit of an authority in what I do, raises my authority in my audience's mind, and it helps them clear through their problems. And that's the main thing for me, is I just want to help people. So if you're stuck with what to create content about, and you've previously released any kind of long form articles, newsletters, blogs, maybe it's on Reddit, I don't know, wherever it is, Substack, get it downloaded, feed it into GPT or whichever AI you use, and ask it to come up with some sensible ideas. Play about with different ways of getting it to create those ideas for you, and then spark your own idea process from that. Let me know how you get on. And if you create anything with that, I'd love to be tagged in the post. We'd love to interact with people who followed our advice. And I will see you next week on the Content Classroom. Bye-bye.